Folks, it's me again. Just thought I'd quickly show you, I say quickly, a lot of these videos have turned out a lot longer than I actually thought they would be, but never mind. I thought I'd give you a quick insight into what I keep in my camera bag. So now the camera bag that I'm using is the Low Pro Flipside 400 AW. It's an all-weather one. They say it's all-weather. You actually got like a sheet underneath that you pull out and it goes over the top to keep it a little bit more waterproof than it normally would be. So getting straight down to it, you've got two side pockets. This is what I keep in one of them. This is the Jessup's 360 AFDC flash. It's made for Canon. Now, if you've seen any of my videos before, you'd see that I used to use Canon, but I don't anymore. I actually use Nikon cameras now, and Olympus. So I still use this, but I use it purely as a slave because it does make a great slave flash. Good old Peter Jones, he's opened the Jessup's chain of photo shops again, or camera shops, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, these are about 50 quid, so they're not too bad at all. TCL as well, so if you, depending on what you shoot, whether it's Canon, Nikon, as I say, get the one that's is for your mate. In the other pockets, the other side, now another flash. This is the YN 562 or Mark II. So it's made by Yongyo. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Again, great little flash unit. They're cheap as chips, around about 45-50 quid on Amazon or eBay. Chinese imports, so take 4 batteries. You can also plug them into your PC port there, or you've got an external power pack that you can use, which obviously extends the life of the batteries. So they're two of the flash units I use on the side pockets of the bag. Let's slightly so I can get to it. Then the third flash I use, again, another Yongyo. Let's put them over there. This is the YN 565 EX, made for Nikon by Yongyo, and again TTL, great flash. Again, cheap as chips. It's based on the SBs that Nikon do, and the ones that Canon do as well. I can't remember the names on that one or the numbers. But yeah, great little flash unit. Goes up to 128th power, or 1/128th power. So great for triggering the other two. So yeah, so that's the flashes that I use. This is all for portrait work, by the way. I've got a different bag which I'll go through another time, which I use for street photography. So as I say, this is purely for portraits in the studio or weddings. If I'm out and about doing sort of location shoots or something like that, this is the kit that I take with me. As I say, we've got the 3 flash units. Going through the lenses that I carry with me, this is the Nikkor 24-70 f2.8 lens. It's a beautiful lens. Absolutely love this lens. It's one of those lenses that you can just walk around all day with, really. Let's chuck that on there, show you. There you go. That's the Nikkor. So as I say, great walk around lens. There's not a lot you can't do with this one. Obviously, yeah, your full zooms and everything, not so good with this one, but pretty wide frame at 24mm, up to 70mm. So if you only had this one lens with you, it's great. You know, you can do such a lot with it. 70mm is great for portraits. That f2.8 aperture lets loads of light in. So as I say, that's a great little lens to be using. Highly recommended. What else have we got? Yeah. I bet you didn't expect to see this one again, the old Olympus. Now, one thing I can't show you that is normally in my camera bag is the Olympus EPL5 compact camera. I can't show you it because that's what I'm filming this with, but yeah, this is one of the lenses that I use on that camera. Why do I keep that camera in my bag? Because it's nice and easy, it's really quick to use, and plus the photo shoots, a lot of the ones that are the photo shoots that we're doing, I do like to record them, video them, so then obviously I can show you. It gives me an idea of the work that I'm doing, how it's going, and behind the scenes, and you sort of look back on it and you think, yeah, could we have changed anything to make the day go a little bit quicker for the models and everything? You know, could we be a little more better timekeeping? Would there have been the bits and pieces that we've done differently? So that's why I video a lot of the shoots that we do now. So yeah, so this is the 45mm f1.8 that I would normally use on the EPL5. As I say, the reason I haven't, because the camera is literally a metre in front of me at the moment. 45mm, I would have to be probably the other side of my house to get the same sort of effect. So yeah, nice little prime lens for the Olympus there. Another lens here. This is the Nickel 85mm or 85mm f1.8 lens. My favourite. You've seen the last video that I put on here, my thoughts about it and everything, and the work I can get done with this. It's just a beautiful lens. It is my favourite at the time, as I say. This now is. So yeah, absolutely love this lens. So this is permanently in my camera bag. I've not got the camera out yet, but I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, perfect for portraits. Yeah, lovely lens. So yeah, I'll put that there. So as I say, we've got the flashes, a couple of lenses, both zoom and a prime there. My other little prime here, everybody should own, everyone that shoots with a DSLR camera should own a 50mm lens. It's the perfect length. This is the slightly more expensive one. You have got the f1.8, which I think is, certainly if you shoot with Canons, the 50mm f1.8 for the Canons is about 80 quid, £80 sterling. So chances are in the States is about $80 as well. Yongnuo are now bringing out their range of 50mm f1.8 lenses as well. I have seen a review. If you look up Tony Northrup on YouTube, he's done a quick review of I think it was the Canon f1.8 50mm by Yongnuo. He wasn't overly impressed. It didn't have a very good sharpness. So, but each to their own. As I say, I think it was just a prototype copy that he had. But yeah, this is the f1.4. The reason I went for the 1.4 is because low light, this is fantastic. If you're doing the nice sort of dreamy shots for the weddings or boudoir shots or something like that, you got the nice dream. You can use the natural light that's coming through a window, bounce it off a reflector, and you get that super depth of field, that really shallow depth of field that gives these shots that real nice dreamy look. So that's the reason I went for the 1.4. It is probably twice the price actually of the 1.8, but for me it's worth it. If you don't go for the 1.4, go for the 1.8. If you haven't got a 50mm lens, go out tomorrow and buy one. You need a 50mm lens for your DSLR. They're cheap as chips, as I say, and I've known a lot of photographers, they don't even take the 50mm lens off their cameras. They're literally permanently on there. When I had the Canon 550D, my 50mm 1.8 lens, that was permanently on that camera. So absolutely loved it. So yeah, that's the next one. What else we got before I take the camera out? There's some little bits and pieces here. What we got? Oh, macro rings. Okay, if you don't want to buy a proper macro lens, go for the rings. The lens will cost you 300 or 400 quid probably. Second hand, 150, 200 quid. Yeah, 9 quid off of eBay. Does the same sort of job. A few bits and pieces for the Nikons there for the lens, little lens caps and everything, or the little caps that go on the camera. There's a little Olympus one there. This was great actually. When I was using the EPL5 just for a bit of fun, I've still got a couple of old Olympus lenses from the old analog days, and they're great lenses, they really are, but of course they don't fit on the newer cameras, so you need an adapter, and that is exactly what this is. It's a little adapter to allow you to put vintage lenses on your new cameras. It's a great idea. As I say, this was the one for the Olympus. I could have bought the Olympus one, which was 150 quid, believe it or not. Just for that, 150 quid, can you believe it? Talk about paying for the name. But as I say, I looked on Amazon and I found one. The reviews were good. It's all metal, which is quite nice. Metal covered in plastic. It's quite heavy, but you can feel the quality there. So yeah, I think this was about 15 quid off of Amazon, which is great. So literally a tenth of the price. So yeah, that's that. And then we come on to the camera itself. Now, before I bring the camera out, it's the Nikon 750, sorry, the Nikon D750, as you probably know if you've seen my videos before. That's the camera I shoot with. The reason I keep this lens permanently on the camera is because it just fits nicely in the case or in the bag. That is the only reason. So as I say, if I had a bigger bag, then chances are I would keep the 24 to 70 2.8 lens permanently on the camera. So, but as I say, it's not very light. As I say, this is the D750 with the Sigma 70 to 200 f2.8 lens on it. Again, great for portraits if you want to use that sort of, get the model further away from you. Shooting at 200 millimeters at f2.8, it's still super sharp. Some people do moan, it's not as good as the Nikon, but as I say, I can't personally see any difference, or hardly any difference between this one and the actual Nikon version of it. The only difference I do know of is the price, and the price, these go for about $750, just the lens. The price for the Nikon one's anything between £1,500 and £2,000. So yeah, if you want to go for the Nikon, then fantastic. So, but be prepared to spend some money. But as I say, if you're not bothered about the name Nikon on it, you don't mind the name Sigma on it, then that's probably the one for you. So yeah, that's the one that's permanently on the camera in the case. But 9 times out of 10, when I'm on a shoot, I take the camera out of the case, and the first thing I do is change the lens. It's just ease for me to keep it in there because it's quite a big lens. So yeah, that's the back of the bag. You can see that's what the actual bag looks like. It does up like that. You've got it's a rucksack basically. But the nice thing about it, you can twist it around, then pull that out. Don't do what I did, okay? And this is a word of warning here. If you've got this particular bag, make sure you zip it up, because your main camera sits there. So, okay, if you haven't got this zipped up and it's just laying on a table or laying on the floor, and you've got your camera inside it, and you pick the bag up, and the first thing that happens is your camera will fall out of the bag. Okay, I guarantee it will happen, because it happened to me. That is how I ended up with quite a substantial crack in the top of my Canon 7D. Okay, so just be a little bit careful. So there's nothing in these bits here. I don't think there is anyway. Well, there might be. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, there's a little, that's off the top of the Olympus. I wondered where that was actually. That's the flash guard, or the hot gun or hot shoe guard for the Olympus. Yeah, I should have looked in there first because I bought one of them off of eBay and it cost me £5. Yeah, I thought I'd lost it. So, don't think there's anything in these two. No. Anything in there? No. Again, in here, nothing. Okay. I normally keep a lens pen in here as well. It is out on my desk at the moment, so as I say, the lens pen isn't there. But you've got another pocket here. Okay, so I'm going to show you what's in here. There's a battery case, lots of charged batteries. Now, once I've used the batteries, once they've depleted, they will just get chucked into the back of the bag. As soon as I charge them, I put them back in the little cases here, the little plastic cases. These are only about 50p each on Amazon or eBay. So it just helps me to know, yeah, I know that these are charged. So I know I've got some batteries in one of the flash guns at the moment, so they'll be coming out in a little while, get them on charge, ready for the weekend. Spare battery. Where would you be, guys, without a spare battery? Imagine doing a wedding or any sort of shoot at all and you haven't got a spare battery with you. This is one. I've got another one on my desk. I think I've got, well, I know I've got 3 for the Nikon. I've got 2 for the Olympus EPL5 and I've got 3 for the Olympus OMD EM1. Never ever go out without a spare battery. I normally keep, there's another couple of them as well, I normally keep spare memory cards as well in the back of the bag, but again they're on my desk at the moment because I've been editing a few shots. In this little compartment here, this is really important, okay, business cards. Photographers go out without business cards. If you see anybody, you know, you may be doing a shoot anywhere. Say for example you're shooting in a forest or a woodland or anything like that, and people are out walking their dogs. People like for pet photography, you might be able to do that for them. You'll have a card there and then ready waiting. So as I say, always take business cards out with you. I think that's basically it. So yeah, that's everything that I use. That's the bag completely empty now, apart from those few business cards which I've just put back. So yeah, that's what I use when I go out to do portraits, studio shoots. That's what I use in the studio. Obviously the strobes as well. Street photography, I use a completely different bag, a completely different system. So on the next one, what I'll do, I will go through my street photography bag, which is nowhere near the size of that. That weighs a ton. Okay. It's not the easiest of bags to carry around with you all day. So if you're doing a street shoot, it's, you know, just take your camera and a couple of, you know, one zoom and a prime lens or something like that. Take your 50mm out and your 24 to 70 or equivalent. So yeah, that's basically what I use. On the next one, as I say, I'll show you what I use when it comes to street photography. The equipment there, it's a very small bag. It's the Event Messenger, again from Lowepro. The Event Messenger 150, I think it's called. But I don't take a lot out with me for street, and you'll see why. So yeah, that's me done, guys. Keep shooting, keep enjoying photography, and I'll see you on the next one. So I'm going to get up now. I'm going to press stop on the recording. So yeah, take care, guys. See you soon. Bye bye.